يلا شباب، كيفكم؟ شو اخباركم؟ ان شاء الله تكونوا بخير وسلامة. ورجعنا لكم بفيديو جديد عن لعبة ستاندري. طبعا هي اللعبة من زمان نازلة وهي فن، كتير فن اللعبة. مالي لعبة انا من قبل، بس شايف لها فيديوهات فشايف لها كتير فن. قلت خليني العبها وانزل عليه.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
طبعا رح احاول اسكت لما هو بيحكي، بس هو بيحكي كتير.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
اكيد طبعا مثل ما هو قال، دايما كل يوم نجي بس ناخد اوردر، منساوي شو ما بدن ومنروح على البيت، او ما منروح على البيت لانه ما متحركين. فهالمرة تحركنا شوي. اوكي نشوف شو هدول الاوفيسات. طبعا هو بيحكي كتير
All of his
هذا.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
اوكي ما في حدا طبعا بالشغل هلا، وليش ما عم نعرف. فعم نحاول نشوف اذا في حدا ولا لا.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
طيب خليني اتفرج اول شي. شو هذا؟ هاك هذا اسمه طفيت الكمبيوتر. فيني شغلهم التانيين؟ فيني شغل الكمبيوتر التانيين؟ لا ما فيني شغله.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click
Yes.
a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
يلا 20 مرة عم بيقول لي عم تدور على achievement هيك، عم تدور بكل محل. يس عم بدور على achievement.
I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly.
اوكي
50
50 يلا 50 كليك. عم بيقول لي اضغط 50 كليك مشان تاخذ اتشيفمنت. والله ما اضغط، ما عندي شي، بارك انا. يلا تعال 50 كليك 50 كليك.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
No, I wanted this one. عم بيقول لي ليش ما بتروح على 417؟ لا بدي هذا الدور، ما بدي اروح على 417. عم بيقول لي اذا تكبس 417 بتاخد اتشيفمنت، فبدي اضغط. طيب بدي اشوف اذا بيعطوني. طبعا هي 430 عم بيقول لي يروح على 417، فبدي اضغط هون. بدي اشوف شو بده يقول.
2000 years later.
وين؟ كأنه راح. يب راح كأنه. وين 417؟ يلا 417 20 مرة. 417 هذا 420 هذا 417. اوكي 20 مرة.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
اوكي 437 437 437 437. طبعا 437، بس ما بعرف 437 وينها، عم ندور عليها.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
No
doors,
بدي
he entered the
400
door on his left.
left. يا طبعا شباب شو بده يقول؟ نحن بدنا نساوي عكسه left. اوكي right. Yes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
ما شو ما يساوي ما راح ادخل. براحة 3037 ما.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
فيني اشرب كولا طيب؟ No. I cannot اشرب كولا. شو راح اعمل يعني sitting around you?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room.
Yes.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Really worth it. Really. هي worth it خلص. بدي اطلع بس هيك بنفس الوقت.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
No, not because of me. مو مشاني كلياتهم هربوا. راح طلعوا. عم بيقول لي creepy صار.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
عم بيقلعني من الغرفة بس ما بدي اطلع، بدي ضل بهالغرفة. اوه في هون دفتر. خلينا نشوف الدفتر. ما فيني انا اضغط عليه. طبعا في لوحات، في مي، وشو في هون؟ في جبال، في كولا هون، وفي ساعة قديش هلا؟ بس نحن دخلنا على اللعبة الساعة 12، شلون الساعة 11 لا؟ يمكن الساعة 12 تخلص اللعبة، ما بعرف. يلا مشانك بدي اطلع
But at
يلا.
last, he'd had enough of the amazing room. He took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Left? No, I go to ظهري. Don't go left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
عم بيقول لي انت كنت كتير. Holy shit. Don't fall down. ايه اخ شو صار؟ علقت اللعبة. هوبا اكيد
But in
بدي
his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
طبعا كان holy shit. رجعنا من البداية.
All of
لا.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
طبعا كمان مرة بدي اروح بس ما بدي نطل مرة، ما راح اقتل حالي.
When
Stop on it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Yes.
Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
No.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't want it. I don't want to listen to you. ما بدي اسمع له. عم بيقول لي في واحدة عم تستناك. ما بدي. حرام. غرفة عتمة. شو راح نسوي فيه؟ اوبا.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No, I don't pick up. ما بدي شيل الفون.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
طلعت
Hope for
الشريط.
a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No,
Yes.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You
Well, I
actually
should.
chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
شوفي.
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yes.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choice. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
شلون؟
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
وين الفيديو؟
Choice. It's
عم
the best
فرجوني.
part of being a real person.
Oh my
But if
god.
used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you
Okay.
find yourself speaking with a person who
I
does
couldn't
not make
say
sense,
Phil.
in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
Oh my gosh. طبعا هذا ايش اسمه مالي شايف عند
Making
العالم
choices on
يعني
a
على
regular
اليوتيوب
basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
اوكي.
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you
more.
begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant,
Holy
and the
shit,
feeling
me?
should subside. At this time,
لا.
your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this
طبعا
video.
هذول عم بيعلموني على الحياة لا لأنه أنا كنت عم بعمل كل شيء غلط.
Welcome back. You
اوكي.
may have noticed that this
Hoppa.
room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to
كل شيء
worry.
اتخرب.
Now that you're properly informed on good decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
طب ما بدي يطلع، بدي ضل هون. مشكلة إذا ما أطلع بده يطول الفيديو كتير فلازم أطلع. يا خلينا أطلع بنشوف التشويسز هلا بدهم يعطونا تشويس ففينا يمكن فينا نختار التشويس. بدي يطلع لبرا، بدي يروح على أول محل. ما بدي أنا.
Now
اوكي.
that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative
طيب بدي
contradiction
موت.
gets any worse.
بدي موت.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
بدي موت. عم بيقولوا لي فينا هذا اسمه الكاركتر ما لازم يموت. اوه فيني موت. فيني موت انا. وات ما بموت انا. حبست. لا فيني يطلع. في هون طلع. او ماي جاش. شو هذا؟ او ماي جاش شو هاد؟ وين فتت انا؟ او ماي جاش والله هاللعبة فيها كتير شغلات. طبعا اوضة هيك بيضة ما بعرف اذا فيها هيك شي نطلع. طبعا هي اللعبة لهيك حلوة. بدي احاول اطلع اكبس او هيك شي. طبعا مالي شايف هيك على اليوتيوب انا بحياتي ف يب. شايف لها فيديوهات بس شايف لها هيك تبعيت بتروح ساوي. فمالي شايف لها هدول. هولي شيت شو هاد. هذا الجراج بس ما فينا نعمل فيها شي هي المشكلة. بس هيك بيضة. وما في ناراتر كمان. يمكن علقنا حالنا. يمكن هولي شيت فيني هيك امشي بالبوكسات. طبعا ما فيني موت كمان هو هيك قال لي ما فينك تموت لانه هذا ايش اسمه. فبدنا نشوف طريقة اذا فينا نطلع وهيك شي. ليك في باب. افتح الباب. الباب ما بينفتح. والله فكرت الباب بينفتح. يمكن بدنا ايد لو هيك شي مشان نفتح الباب. طبعا ما عم بشوف ولا شي لهلا. في باب تاني. ما بنقدر نفوت ما عم بيفتح. ما عم يفتح الباب. اوكي. طبعا وين بدنا نروح اذا هيك ما عم بيحكي كمان هو كمان ما عم بيحكي. يمكن نفوت بالسيارة لانه السيارة شغالة. او علقنا. يمكن علقنا. ما بعرف راح احاول اطلع من هون اشوف. شوفي
3,000 years later.
God,
عملت لي
what
go
could
to
it mean?
beginning يعني ما
Stanley
فيني
decided to
اعمل
go to the
شي.
meeting room.
بدي
Perhaps he
احاول
had simply
اسوي
missed a
سبيد
memo.
ران واروح بنفس المحل وارجع لكم مرة تانية لانه ما بعرف
When
طبيت على
Stanley
الارض.
came to a set of two open doors, this was not the
طبيت على
correct way
الارض
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
ما
perfectly
حسنت
well.
اشوفها.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by
فهو
the
بيحكي
employee
كتير
lounge
هو
first,
ما عم
just to
بيخليني
admire
احكي
it.
فخليني اوصل
The
لهنيك
lounge
وارجع
was
لكم بنفس
sublime,
المحل.
a work of
One extremely annoying shift later.
اوكي طبعا وصلت بنفس المحل وما راح اسوي جامب لانه اذا بسوي جامب ما في هذا اسمه. فيني طبعا روح من هنيك مثل هديك المرة بس ما راح روح من هنيك. راح احاول اشوف طريقة تانية مشان ما اروح على الطريق الساوي. ان شاء الله يعطوني choices مثل هديك المرة لانه اذا ما يعطوني choices بيكون طبعا انا بدي احاول اروح دايما طريق الغلط ما راح احاول اروح على الطريق الصح. طبعا
almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
nope I don't take any doors. ما بدي اخذ دور ليفت طبعا.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
Okay.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other
شو هذا؟
direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
شو هذا؟ في كودات وهيك شي هون. في كتير كودات هون. ما بعرف دول كودات ولا شو هدول. رح احاول افتح البوابة وهيك شي. طبعا مثل ما عم تشوفوا في كودات كتير بس ما بعرف كودات لشو هيك. الدنيا كلياتها مجعلة كي كأنه لسه ما بدي روح باك. طيب يمكن في هيك شي جليتش او هيك شي فيني فوت له. بس المشكلة ما بعرف وين الجليتشات. رح احاول اطالع كل شي هيك. فتت لفوق. شوفي هون. شوفي هون. او ماي جاش انا رحت لفوق. يمكن فيني اطلع لفوق من هون. فيني هيك افوت على شي محل مخفي. يمكن او فيني فوت. طبعا ما فيني اسوي جمب بهاللعبة. ما فيني اسوي جمب فما بعرف ما في شي. بدي اطلع لمرة تانية لهون واشوف شو بده يسوي. بده يعني اروح الرايت واي بس ما بدي اروح الرايت واي. ما بدي اروح على الطريق الصح. بده يعني اروح على الطريق الصح. اوكي ميكو. مشان طبعا ما فيني اعمل شي مثل ما شفتوا. فلازم افوت على هاي الباب. لازم افوت. طبعا هلا بيجي بيحكي مرة تانية لانه ما عم بيخليك تحكي بهاللعبة. طبعا هو شوفوا
It's ruined. I can't believe after
Ah,
everything we
sad
talked about
case.
that my story, you've destroyed
Sad.
my work. Why? For what? What did you
Hey,
get out of that? What
ولا
did you
شيء.
think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I
لا هيك
supposed to
أحلى.
do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
ولا شي خليني ألعب.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I
لا
have to.
لا
I
تسكر الجيم.
have to.
نو سكر اللعبة. الو لا تسكر اللعبة. الو والله شيت شو عم يصير؟ لا تسكر اللعبة ارجع افتحها. الو لا لسه فيني عم بمشي. والله شيت شو صار؟ سكر اللعبة شو صار؟ صار لعبة رعب. حجي
I'm here. I'm still here.
I'm
here
here
in this
too.
pile of rubbish. With you.
Oh,
You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
Where
My
we are?
entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You
انت
just had to
كسرت
see?
الجيم تبعك.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought
That's
hadn't
right.
even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
نو أنا مو طفل.
My story.
أنا مو طفل.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make
لا ما بدي أنا بدي هاي.
this behave exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
Yes,
follow
sir.
my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
شو صار؟ راح رجعوني من أول وجديد.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley. That means
ما عم
choosing
بيخليني أفوت.
responsibly
والله
and
بدي
always
فوت
putting the story
بدي فوت
first.
دايما
I'm
نفس
quite sure
الباب.
you'll be up to the task.
بدي
Just
فوت
follow my
دايما
lead and
نفس
you'll be
الباب.
fine.
طبعا صار لي 10 مرات
Is
يمكن
behaving
أكثر
exactly
من
as
10
Stanley
دقايق
would.
هون
That
دايما
means
عم بتساوي
choosing
نفس الشيء.
responsibly and always putting the story first.
ما عم
I'm
بيصير
quite
شيء
sure you'll be
فبدي
up to
روح
the
على
task.
برا
Just follow
بالطريق
my lead
الصح.
and you'll be fine.
تقريبا صار لي
All
10
right.
دقايق هون عم بفوت عم
When
بطلع عم
Stanley
بفوت
came
عم
to a set
بطلع.
of 2
كأنه
open
ما في
doors,
شيء
he
تاني.
entered the door on his left.
كأنه ما في شيء تاني لأنه صار لي ساعتين عم بفوت على هذاك الباب ما في شيء. بدي اروح على الليفت هالمرة. بدي اشوف شو بده يصير. يعني فيني صار لي.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
اوكي خلينا نروح على بوست اوفيس.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
ما فيني ننزل داون. ما في داون بس في اب. هي المشكلة. ما فيني اضغط على اي شيء كمان. هذا البوتوم ما في تشويسات. المشكلة ما عم بيخليني اختار تشويس. عم يصير هون فيني افتح شيء. لا هون لا.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
طبعا عم
He
بيقول لي
drew
واي
a sharp breath
115 هي
and then
الكود.
spoke the code.
شو قال لي؟ قال لي spoke the code.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He
Nope.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
نوب ما بدي احكي له. طيب ما بدي احكي انا. بدي ادور هيك على
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You
Yep.
didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
Nope.
Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
نوب ما بدي احكي. شوفي هون.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
لا تسب. لا
When
تسب.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
وات شو عم بعمل انا؟ جو رايت.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
وات انا
Stanley,
فوق.
please. I need you to make a choice.
ذا اند.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
ختمنا اللعبة كأنه.
Stanley, this is important.
يب ختمنا اللعبة.
I need you to make a decision.
هذا
We
كان
cannot exist
ending.
without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
نوب.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know.
طبعا انا فوق.
The story needs it. So, you hear me?
No.
Are you there?
Yes, I hear you, but I can't do shit.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
انا هون فوق طالعني. اندنج طبعا خلص اللعبة. ختمنا اللعبة. اول اندنج شفناها كانت كل شي غلط كل شي غلط. طبعا مالي شايف هالاندنج من قبل. فهي اللعبة يلي حلو فيها في اكتر من اندنج كمان. يعني اليوم ختمنا هي الاندنج. بكرة بحاول اساوي نفس اللي هو بيطلبه. فبنزل فيديو تاني عليها. بس هديك الفيديو راح تكون كل شي بيرفكت. يعني بدي روح مع القصة. فاذا حبيتوا اللعبة لا تنسوا تضغطوا اللايك والاشتراك بالقناة. ومع السلامة.